Hey everyone, it's my birthday today! Yay for Geminis! I know it's my birthday today, but I did promise myself I would do these weekly highlight updates and I'm not gonna slack off even though it's my birthday. And the first highlight I want to talk about from last week was I got invited to this event held by the Norquest College, and they're looking at creating a new content creator certificate program for their students. There's a lot of Alberta programs that offer digital marketing and social media, but there isn't one that's dedicated for just content creators. It was pretty cool because they invited a bunch of industry experts to come in and go into this panel to answer a bunch of questions to help develop the curriculum for this certificate. The panelists included people like me who are content creators and also people that work in the marketing world. It started off with facilitators giving us some brainstorming sessions of coming up with what skill sets we want graduates from this program to have. And what I find that I would want from a student or a graduate from this course is actual like a portfolio and experience with working with the public or some sort of company so that I know that they actually have the skill set to do so. I'm quite excited for this course because there isn't really anything out there that's offering you experience as a well-rounded content creator. I've done this for nearly 2 decades and I had to learn everything myself because there wasn't anything like this in the past. So I had to do a lot of trial and error and learning through experience. So I think having something like this would really kickstart a person's road to becoming a content creator. I had so much fun in this session because I got to meet other people that were experts in this field, and it was kind of like a reflection of how I'm operating my business, and I learned so much from how other people operate their business too, because it's not the same solution across the board. People are quite creative and they do things that work for themselves and for the business. So hopefully this course gets passed along by the college and gets offered in the new year. Another fun thing I did last week was offer a sound bath session. For those of you who don't know, I'm a sound bath facilitator where I offer a meditation session and I play different instruments throughout the session to allow the vibration and the frequencies to heal your body, mind, and soul. And this is quite rewarding because I get to get into a meditative state for myself as well as helping others with their journey. I usually do this twice a month, one offering during the new moon with a cacao ceremony, and the second is during the full moon with Reiki and flower essence. During this session, I kept having all these thoughts in my head, like, what am I gonna eat for dinner after this? Did I put the laundry in the dryer? And it's just so much chatter and noise in my head, and I just told myself, thank you so much for the thoughts, but right now, I just want to be present and focus on this. It was just a good reminder during the sound bath that sometimes we just gotta cleanse all this clutter out of our minds so that we can make room for new energy and for better things to come into our life instead of all this junk and garbage. And my takeaway from that session was to stop checking my phone as often and to put it on reduced interruptions so that I don't keep checking my phone because that's causing a lot of clutter in my mind too. Now it's time for my mummy updates. I took my daughter to the Pottery Clay Cafe and it was her first time painting pottery. It was so cute. We bought her a little palette and she got to pick all the colors she wanted to use on her piece, and she started painting away, and the first time she dabbed the paint onto the pottery, she just went like, oh, the face was so priceless. She made this gas face like, what? Color just goes on like that? It was so cute. And then we ended off with doing some handprints on the pottery piece. I hope it turns out. We'll see as we're gonna pick it up this week and see how it turns out. And lastly, one of my daughter's developmental updates, we actually had her do a sleepover at the grandparents 2 nights in a row, and that's 2 days of her not seeing me. And we're just trying to train her up to when I fly to Anime Expo in July for a week. I wanted to make sure she was okay not seeing me around for a long period of time. And to my surprise, she actually didn't even cry or wake up. Throughout both nights before she went to bed, she did ask for mommy, but no crying. And you know, here I'm struggling because I just moved her to her new room. She wakes about 3 to 4 times at night crying, and I have to get out of my bed and go to her room and console her, which only takes like a minute or 2, and then go back to sleep. But if you do that 3 or 4 times a night, it's just really disruptive. But here she's at her grandparents, she doesn't even cry. I'm like, what? How come they cry at home? But then last night, actually, she didn't cry at all. Well, like she cried, like whimpered a little bit for like 20 seconds the first time, but she put herself to sleep. And then the second time she did that again, and then she helped soothe herself back to sleep too. So I'm like, oh, that's amazing. So I can see improvement in this sleeping by herself. Hopefully, eventually she's going to stop crying so I don't have to keep my monitor by my bedside and like keep constantly waking up to check if she's okay. Let me know how your little ones are sleeping on their own. Do they keep crying for you throughout the night until like, I don't know how big they get. Joyce is just 2 years old right now. Hopefully she will sleep well so that I can get a good night's sleep without worrying. Thanks for tuning into my updates. I'm gonna spend the rest of my birthday with my family and eating good food. So until next time, I'll keep you posted next week for my updates. Cheers!